if it breaks a foot, you take the hole out of play. Your concentration is on that foot outside of the hole, not the hole.
I think a lot of people, right before they pull the putter back, they're thinking hole.
Exactly.
They lose sight of the start line.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Clay Winnell here at the Golf Club of Dallas. Today I've got a very special guest, winner of the 1966 LPGA Championship at the Stardust Golf Course in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome Miss Gloria Ehret.
Thank you, sir.
When I'm out in competition and I have a putt of 6, 7, 8 feet, in my head, for whatever reason, it's like 50-50 that I'm going to make this thing. And I've really worked hard to foster process orientation in every part of my game. And I'm a pretty good ball striker, pretty good wedge player. I consider myself a great lag putter. But when I do have a putt of 6 feet, something feels different. There's all of a sudden this feeling like I have to make it, or it's going to be embarrassing if I miss, or man, what a waste of all those great shots that I hit to this point if I don't make this birdie.
Well, first of all, when you step up to this putt, what are you telling yourself?
So
That you can't make it?
no, I'm not telling myself that I can't make it. Let me try to take you inside my head. So if I'm here, I've marked my ball. We were talking in the shop earlier. I've tried lining the lineup on these short ones, and for whatever reason, I don't see things very linear. And what I do when I line it up is I think I get it good from this angle, and then over top of the ball, all I can think about is how messed up that line looks compared to how I think it should look. So I get distracted by the line, even though it's set up perfectly, left edge or whatever. So when I do come up to the ball, my routine is I kind of set up the logo just sort of generally facing the target. There's no rhyme or reason behind where I put the logo. It's just that I want to see the logo, and then I've developed this kind of two-look thing. So I'm standing behind the ball, reading the putt, and then I want to have the putter head moving in two looks. So here's my first look. I'm kind of visualizing the ball coming in left edge. Now I'm down at the ball, but I'm still visualizing the hole. Get my feet settled. Look back at the target one more time. And then as my eyes come back to the ball, and see how I'm kind of like wiggling my feet. This is part of my deal. Once my eyes come back to the ball, I already want my putter head moving.
First of all, that was a good push.
Yeah, I push everything.
Yeah.
So is that it?
Pushed it into the hole.
Yeah. So have you seen a lot of great putters that like set up left and push it into the hole, or most major champions going to set up square and hit it square?
Most are going to set up pretty square.
Because I have to have.
You start pushing that thing, you're changing the face of the club.
I got to have too much manipulation.
Oh yeah. You know, how much do you push it?
Probably every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
So let's set up to the left edge.
Is that closer? And to me, that feels wide open. Feels like I'm an inch out right. Is that, how did you maintain your alignment throughout your career?
I think putting for me was probably the worst part of my game.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'd hit 16, 17 greens.
You're a great ball striker.
Yeah. And, you know, come away with 32, 33 putts. I mean, that's not going to hack it.
Yeah. So when you did win the LPGA, tell us about that tournament. Were you just stuffing it all week?
I was rolling the ball well. You know, it was just a feel I had.
Okay.
And I went with it. It was like when I won a seniors event, you know, I mean, I felt like I could make everything. And I made quite a few. To me, putting is nothing but feel. And to me, every putt is a straight putt.
What do you mean by that? You said that the other day, and I think I have an understanding, but can you describe for the folks what you mean that every putt is a straight putt?
Okay, let's just take this one. Left edge. It's a straight line to that left edge. That's it. If it breaks a foot, you take the hole out of play. Your concentration is on that foot outside of the hole, not the hole.
I think a lot of people, right before they pull the putter back, they're thinking hole.
Exactly.
They lose sight of the start line.
Yeah.
There's some sort of like innate feel like this thing is calling to us. It's like hole, 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 hole. But did you ever come up with any good drills to help remember to hit to your start line, or was that just a discipline thing?
It was just something that, okay. And again, if it breaks a cup, the cup is no longer there, okay? It's a straight line to that imaginary cup. And that I was told, oh my gosh, from Johnny Revolto, who was a great teacher in Palm Springs. And he said, there's no such thing as, a breaking putt. And I went with it.
So where would you aim this if you had to make it to win the 1966 LPGA Championship at Stardust in Las Vegas? At that brown spot or not that far?
I'd say kind of in between.
Okay. All right, so let's pick something in between. So we're looking basically a full cup out.
Okay. So now this no longer exists.
Okay, I like that. That would be new to me. I always am looking at it, visualizing where I want the ball to go in the hole.
Okay, so I'd say maybe with your speed, that spot right there.
Okay.
So there's your straight line.
Looking back on your career, what would you have done differently putting, knowing what you know now?
I'm a very tentative putter. By that meaning, I like to just see the ball roll in the cup.
Me too. I like to see it die in the hole.
Right. So for me, if it broke a cup, I'd have to almost play a cup and a half because I was so tentative. And the more break on a slower rolling putt, I'd have to play more break. And sometimes I just totally forgot about that. So
you would
depends.
underread a lot of putts.
Well, I wouldn't underread them. I'd just underhit them.
Or would it be fair to say you didn't match it up to your style of putting?
Right, exactly.
And do you believe you're born a die-in-the-hole putter, or you're born to ram it in the back of the hole putter, or is it speak more about your mentality?
I don't think it's mentality. I think it's makeup. If you're someone that gets out of the car, grabs your bag, and runs to the first tee, you're probably a pretty aggressive person. If you get here a half an hour before, an hour before, and, wander on out to the practice tee, then you're tentative.
Yeah.
So that goes with the individual. So you have to, first of all, you have to figure out, what am I?
And you can putt great either way, right?
Oh yeah, exactly, as long as you know which way you are.
Well, any other wisdom for the folks out there of like how to make those clutch putts under the gun?
If anything, you need to see an inch or 2 inches in front of you.
Okay, you've said that before, and that's something that I don't think that I do. So can you
Okay.
describe what you see in your mind over a putt like this?
Okay, so over something like that, to me, it's almost like you'd have to roll it over that edge right there.
Are you thinking about that or the hole?
Well, I'm looking at the hole to get the feel,
Gotcha.
but then concentrate more on lining it up over this right here. So if I can draw a straight line to there, I should make that putt.
Is that the last thing you see before you pull the trigger?
When I'm putting well and playing,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
So
I've already told myself the feel. Now, if I roll it right over, go ahead and roll it right
okay.
over the left edge.
I've kind of lost the spot, but
Yeah, right
about
there.
right there?
Yep.
Okay, so let me see if I can incorporate the whole point of me trying to learn from you is my goal is to get back into the National Club Pro, and I
Right.
got to make everything inside 6 feet. So
Right.
there's something that I got to do different, because when I get over these, it's like 50-50. I'm going to make it. It's terrible.
And up to that left edge.
So usually what I would do is I would just sort of try to feel the alignment, and we've learned that that's way out left. So what if I come in of an intermediate, and here I can keep with the 2-look thing, but now I've got my, is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to continue with that look as I build my stance.
All right, you've already told yourself where the hole is.
Say again?
You've already told yourself where the hole is. And
Okay.
the feel for the hole.
Sure.
When
Yeah,
you're
I've
taking
got
a
a picture in my head.
When you take a practice swing, that's kind of telling you how much energy you need.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's done. That homework is done.
Is that like what Tiger talks about, like putt to the picture?
I have no clue.
Okay, gotcha. So you're saying that my homework is done. I already know what I want to do. It's just my job to aim my implement at that point.
Right.
Okay. So good?
It's a little left. And I'd like to see that line a little more in the middle of the golf ball.
That's another thing that I sort of incorporated into my routine, probably because of pushing everything, was that I did the foot powder spray on there, and when I set up heel biased, I hit the middle. But that would make sense because I've been aiming left and extending, making it longer, getting it towards the center. So yeah, if I'm aimed more squarely, I can probably go back to being more centered on the putter head. Yeah, that's going to be a steep.
Forget the hole.
Forget the hole. Okay. Do you think about like hammering a nail on with the putter head, or are you just thinking, you're just feeling a stroke?
I'm just trying to roll it the first 2 inches
Trying to roll a 2-inch putt.
over that line.
That to me, I like that. It feels like you got to take like a little bit of a leap of faith. Like you're forgetting about that. Like making the putt is a side effect of hitting your spot. And that seems like a more manageable task that everybody at home can hit a 2-inch putt. Yeah, I'm realizing now how little of an intermediate target I often have when playing. And that time I kind of lost the visual. I kind of lost the deal. Okay, well, thank you so much. I get it. I don't know why that's so foreign, but I like that. It's like it's just a slightly different thing to believe in. All right, we'll have a putting contest next time. This has been one of the best putting lessons I've ever gotten. Thank you so much for your time.
Just pick that much, roll it over that spot. If you miss it, it's either a miss hit or, as I said, watch that head. Because a couple of times, you get here and you're already there. Well, you've missed it already.
Just because you're in the wrong headspace.
Well, because the head's moved.
Heads moved because you're trying to see it go in, or you're hoping that it goes in.
Hello friends, thanks for watching that video. If you enjoyed it, consider coming out for my adult golf camp. It's a 5-clinic series starting Tuesday, August 18th. You're going to learn some new skills, aim point express, fluid motion factor. You might make some new friends. It's going to be outdoor, socially distanced, as safe as I can make it. We're going to have some weekly competitions. You're going to get some individual and some group instruction. It's $100 for 5 Tuesdays in a row starting this August 18th. Shoot me an email to sign up, c1l@gmail.com, or text me 979-436-1184.